Hello everyone. In the series of lectures of multithreading in Java, we have covered all the basics of core Java threads. We have covered how to create different ways of creating a thread. We have covered about the race conditions. We have covered in detail in demo about how race conditions occur and how you can identify the common cases where race conditions occur. We have also covered how you can make sure that race conditions can be managed using mutual exclusion. We have covered the synchronization use cases, that how synchronization should be used in our code bases. We have also covered inter-thread communication using proper practical demos. From today onwards, we are now going to look into the executor framework. So executor framework is already provided inside the JDK so that you don't have to primarily write all the boilerplate code of creating threads, making sure that threads get executed properly, making sure that inter-thread communications are handled properly, that some threads are waiting, how the other threads will get notified. All of those things is internally handled in this entire executor framework API. And generally, as a professional developer, you won't be writing threads using the core Java thread classes. You will be using executor framework to write asynchronous processing or parallel processing inside your code base. So in this lecture series, I will cover in this particular lecture, this is an introductory lecture for the executor framework, and in details I will cover each and every portion of the executor framework in the entire lecture series. So let's start with the execution framework's introduction. Before I begin, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go through and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon also so that you get notified on each and every new video posts. Now, executor framework, as I told you, that it was provided in Java to provide simple APIs to create and manage threads. So to create and manage threads, I mean that you need to create a thread. You have to make sure the execution of that threads is happening properly. You will have to make sure whenever you need some parent thread to wait for the child thread to complete all those things, you don't have to write those boilerplate codes. You can use simple methods for the executor framework, and you can simply manage the workaround for all the thread functionalities that you need. So basically, if you want to divide the entire threads part in components, that what are the different components when you talk about multi-threading or parallel processing. So there are 4 parts. First thing is the tasks that you actually want to be executed using threads. The second is the threads which actually are executing those tasks. The third thing is thread pools. As you know, that thread pools is basically where you have defined a set of threads, you have initialized those threads, and you are using those threads repeatedly. Once one thread's the current action gets finished, you free up that thread, and again when a new task comes, you use that thread to perform that task. The fourth is action on threads. By action on threads, I again mean the finish, the blocking by using join method, or killing a thread in between, or shutting down the entire thread pool. So I think entire parallel processing can be divided in these 4 components. So we will see in our future complete lecture series on the executor framework that how executor framework wraps these 4 functionalities within its APIs. That how does it provide you simple Java methods to call so that these functionalities can be handled very gracefully and easily. Now, executor framework has basically 4 components. The one is executor service. Executor service is basically the part where you are managing all the thread pool related activities. The second is executors. This is basically the actual place where your threads gets executed. The third is futures. So future is where you are managing the workaround across the threads, that is by waiting for the child thread to complete, or getting the result of the child thread, or anything that you want the child thread to complete in a particular time, or either you want to respond with a timeout. All those things can be handled using the futures. The fourth is runnable and callable tasks. So as if you just simply compare this with the previous slide, the thread pool is being handled by the executor service. The threads is also handled inside the thread pool, so executor service is handling those part. The task is being handled by callable and runnable, and the action on threads is more or less handled by both futures and the executor service. So this is the introductory lecture. I will go through in details of each and every component in the executor framework, and also each and every interfaces and the classes which are very important to understand and practically use executor framework in your code. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button of this channel. Thank you.